Alright, good morning. Back to Factorio. Feels like we are getting closer. Need to do something about this copper thing. I'm actually thinking that this might be enough. Ooh, that's gotta take a lot of iron though. Oh, I'm wondering, will this be enough? Right, it takes... Right, these just takes... Fast belts, iron gear. Underground belt, iron gear. No, wait, here. Yeah. Fast underground belt, iron gear. And last but not least, some advanced circuits. Where are all the advanced circuits? They're over here. That's not a lot of them. But I think the plan is probably something like this. Oh. I want some iron gears. I wonder if this is enough. I can probably just increase it if it's not. This seems like the way to go. Hmm. Alright, that's part one done. Actually, not quite. They all need to be changed. Oops. Oh, I should have just put the upgrade planner on this. Oh well. I didn't. Right, I can, however, do this. I know, I don't want all this trash. Alright, so they're thinking then... Oh, will this work? Like, it will. plan would be to do this. No power yet. Yeah, here we go. Oh, and don't need you. Ah. Oh, fuck. There we go. No, actually. Let's do it all manually. I'm thinking it's gonna be enough doing it this way. Oh, actually, I don't even need that, I don't think. No, wait. Like this. And you request these. Yep. Very nice. Oh, hello, Adventure 95. Nice to see you again. How are you doing today? Good morning or good evening, or wherever you are. Sure, that's fine. All right, so we got these. We got these. Wait, why are you not working? Oh, the belts. Damn it. I didn't think about that. I need to get the belts over here. Do I do that with the logistic robots or no? Adventure 95 says, is the brain like a muscle? Does it have stamina and can it get burned out like the rest of your muscles if you use it too much? Can you also increase its stamina by exercise? There are similarities. It's not a muscle per se, but there are the similarities, like you say, like a muscle. Yes, you can get burned out and exhausted mentally, right? Well, I don't know about the brain, but I know about the mind. The mind can get burned out and tired. I mean, that, I think most people know that. I have experienced that. Yeah. And if you use it too much, I mean, that's part of what sleep is, right? They've actually, one thing that happened through sleep is an actual cleaning of the brain, where it cleans out junk. I don't remember where I heard that though, so don't quote me on that. But I did hear it somewhere, and it was convincing enough for me to integrate it with my worldview. I don't know where I read it though. And can you increase its stamina by exercise? Well, you can get better at cognitive tasks. Right? Cognitive tasks being, things that you practice. Like you can practice math and you become better at practicing. I would say that checks out. Sounds like pretty much. It doesn't get bigger, like muscles get bigger when you train them, and that's not really what happens. I mean, if you're interested, we could talk about neurons and how they work, but there are similarities, but they're not equivalent. Actually, the brain usually gets, depending on how you view it. One way of viewing it is saying that the brain gets smaller as we grow older and more focused, rather than right, that our improvements are, it's called pruning, if I recall. Right? Kids say all random shit, right? Especially young kids. They experience a lot of random shit because it's just neurons firing pew, 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 all around their brain. And the more adult you become, the more you grow, the more you learn. I mean, it's a system for learning. And the more you learn, the more focused the neurons come, and it builds pathways, right? Pathways that do certain types of thinking. Is that the word I'm looking for? You know what? This was a mistake. I don't need this. Right? Oh no, I do need this. Sorry, I wasn't thinking straight. So what we do then is we take another filter inserter. Yes, yes. Another filter, even a stack filter inserter? Maybe. You only take the red belts. Right. And we take this path, I'm guessing. Wait, even more. Alright, something like this. No, wait. Alright, I'm gonna need 2 of them. Yes, 2 of them indeed. Node owner, sorry. Adventure 95 says, I've heard that too. Basically, we could implement logical puzzles and such to school programs and such, so we could collectively promote the increasing of the mental stamina with the same importance as we do with physical stamina and health. Yeah, but it's also important to, it's even like rest in building, but that's important when I'm not very good at muscle building. You see, I don't have any muscles here. There's no building of muscles here, right? So that's not my forte. But wait, what was I thinking now? All right, so rest is like the stamina itself. One super important part of it is the rest, right? Same with muscles. You can't be running all day and every day. That's like one thing that schools are doing quite poorly is the rest thing. I mean, there are individual differences, but rest could often this is as well something that I've heard. I don't know how well it checks out, but it is something like that the normal path is like 45 minutes. Well, like you can work on a topic for 45 minutes and then you should rest. Something like that. But that's all, of course, individually based as well, so it's different from person to person. That makes sense. But I mean, that is a lot of what school is, right? You're practicing your different mental capabilities. Like I've heard arguments about school being too focused on that type of activity. Yeah, too focused on that type of activity, making it like since school is so focused on these aspects, a lot of other aspects that is argued should be taught are neglected, if that makes sense. Like what you were talking about is, I'm not sure if you're exactly talking about IQ, but IQ has been a big fucking focus for many of these discussions. While EQ is fairly neglected. Like developing, what's it called? Your emotional quota, yes. Getting better at dealing with your emotions, which is arguably more important. Yes, indeed. I mean, one thing that is super important for doing cognitive tasks is feeling well adjusted, right? If you're not feeling good, if you have a bad day, like if people are bullying you, that will also affect your mental capabilities. Like there's so many stuff going on in here, and they're all intertwined in very strange ways. And a lot where like psychology, neuropsychology is learning a lot about the different ways, but it's still further to go. Yes, indeed. Adventurer asked, what is EQ? Oh, it's like IQ is intelligence quota and EQ is emotional quota. So it's same but different. Same but different. Like how well emotionally adjusted you are. That it's a little bit of a response to the focus on IQ. Because, I'm guessing you've probably heard the cliche, ignorance is bliss. That's, I mean, it's not really accurate in any sense of true psychology, but the term IQ has been a little bit a response to that attitude, I suppose. That checks out. Let's see, Adventure 95 says also have, so some may have naturally lower mental stamina. Yes, indeed. And also you have different stamina for doing different things. Right? We have different aptitudes for a great many things. Like some people are maybe better at lifting, while other people are better at running, for example. But we have a wide range of cognitive abilities that are. Yeah, just look at introverts and extroverts, for example. Extroverts thrive and gain energy and have a lot of stamina for just doing social interactions with other people, while introverts generally are the opposite. But that's looking at the extremes as well, because, well, some people gain energy from some types of social interactions and get exhausted by other types of social interactions. Right. So usually what one can talk about when talking about those differences are aptitude. How, like if we're talking in psychology, there's often talk about nature versus nurture, and that is like how much is your genes, how much are you born with, and how much do you learn from your environment. And a lot of mental when we look at how a person is mentally, a lot of it is stuff that you're born with, and well, usually the line becomes a little bit blurred. Nature versus nurture is not binary like that. It's not black and white, but usually most things end up being around 50-50 is what they say, right? And that 50-50 split is also like most of the stuff that happens, that is determining your personality, happens early years. Like the older you get, the less the less your mentality changes, if that makes sense. That's more of personality traits rather than the stamina that you are talking about, though. If that makes sense. Adventure 95 says it is honestly very important. Even social skills are more important. Yeah, exactly. There are what is important to a person? Like in the end of the day, is it your mental capabilities of adding numbers together in different types of way, or is it feeling well adjusted and content with your life and a derivation of that, as you say, adventure social skills are, well, that's personal preference, right? Deciding what is more and less important. That's a value judgment. But I would say that social skills, one of the biggest aspects of EQ and feeling good about yourself, one of the biggest predictor of mental health is the social interactions of a person. So the better social life you have, the better you will feel mentally, like psychologically speaking. Statistically, there we go, statistically. And yeah, right. So developing social skills are great for that. And the same with everything else. Like some people have aptitude for social skills while some people don't, right? Some people are born with the capacity for learning social skills. That was what I was talking about before, right? You have a capacity for learning these things rather than like EQ. If you have a high IQ, you don't have a high IQ really. You score high on an IQ test to be more precise. But if you score high on an IQ test, that is like a predictor. You can kind of tell that if you score high on these tests, then you probably will get pretty good at learning math. Well, you have a knack for learning math. If that checks out. Well, if you score high on IQ, then you have an aptitude for learning social skills, for example. You have a knack for it. That is often the interaction between nature versus nurture, that kind of idea. That's as far as I have understood it, right? I'm not a professor or anything. I've studied some psychology, right? So I'm take it with a grain of salt. But it is an interesting topic, and it's like one of my special interests. I like learning about it and reading about it. I'm actually was thinking about that yesterday because we do I do some reading where I just read stuff, right? Usually it's been on stream. I mean, usually I've been reading like visual novels and stuff like that. We have been reading a lot of Wikipedia and stuff like that, and I've been wondering, what about peer-reviewed articles, like from psychology and philosophy and stuff like that? I wonder if that is allowed, because I know that like books are not allowed. Well, some books, most books are not, however. But I've been thinking about see if there's some way to fix that. Adventure 95, I says, I would like to start a new card game. Oh? So, have you... Oh, you mean you're in the mood for doing that? Just playing a new one, having a new experience? I haven't played a lot of card games myself, so I would not be the best person to give any advice on that matter. But this is too tight, so let's go over here. Right, let's move like this. Is that gotta be fine? No, wait. That is fine. And I actually have a card game on my list, I think. I haven't tried it myself, but oh man, I don't remember the name even. Adventure 95 asks, have you ever tried designing something? Oh, are you gonna design a card game? I mean, in my mind, I have. Like I've thinking about game mechanics and like what kind of game would I enjoy playing? How would it work? What kind of design would that have? But I don't know if that counts. Probably not. Any other types of design? I mean, not really, no. I mean, philosophical thought experiments. Design becomes a little bit of a vague word, I suppose, but no real design, if we call it that way. Are you a designer? Adventure 95 says designing a card game would be nice, but it's more about the game mechanics and balancing the cards rather than world building and such. Yeah, right. I mean, within game talk, that is would be my definition of design as well. I mean, world building could probably fall under that same category, I suppose. Alright, put these here instead. So probably lock this up and lock this up like that. And nope, that's not what I wanted. I mean, people have different aptitudes, right? Again, like we were talking about, people are good, have a knack for different things. Some people have a knack for world building, other people have like artistic design. Is that the word? And yet more people have... Wait, where are they going? What is happening? Oh, right, I made some... Right. Well, other yet are better at like balancing and mechanic design and something like that. Adventure 95 says, I would like to design a game like Skyrim or Morrowind, but make it so that you can do much more stuff. Oof, more stuff? That's ambitious. And that the world map would be much bigger. I would think for world building. Oh, nice. Usually, that's interesting. Usually, not always, but oftentimes, aptitude, like having a knack for it, usually comes together with interest. They are not necessarily always stuck together, I don't think, but most of the time, they have some relation. I mean, that checks out, right? If you're good at if you have an ease of getting good at something, that thing tends to be enjoyable. It doesn't really come as a surprise to anyone, I don't think. Alright, and that world building, I mean, that's... So, do you do that as your job, or is it more of hobby kind of deal? Like, are you a dungeon master, for example? That would be great for world building, right? Playing some sort of... game master? like Dungeons and Dragons, something like that, and creating worlds. Like, because you can focus on how the world works and functions, if that is the interest you have, or if it's the artistic thing, then maybe Dungeons and Dragons is not what you're looking for. But if it's we have a village over here, and that village, I don't know, that's a farming village, because it's on fertile ground or whatever, while over here in this village, it's more focused on blacksmithing, because it's close to a mining location, mining town, like an in between a city and stuff like that, as world building. I'm guessing playing Dungeons and Dragons gives you a lot of freedom to express yourself in many different ways, I suppose. Alright, I think it is time to do this. Wait. No, this. And probably this as well. And this. And this. Probably all the way here. Oof. I wonder if they're still working, if we're getting any roads here. We are. It's slow going because of the no iron issue. Adventure 95 says, I think magic is in most fantasy settings used as a MacGuffin or combat or some quests. I'm creating a hard magic systems. I kind of like doing it as a hobby and making the world make sense. Yeah, I enjoy hard magic systems as well. I can see the benefit of soft magic systems depending on your on what someone is doing, right? But like I've read a lot, I read more in my youth, but I've read a lot of fantasy, and my preference is for the hard magic systems, right? I like when the things are consistent, right, making sense. But it depends on what they're trying to do. Like I liked Harry Potter, for example. See. No, he says, he continues Adventure 95. Not so that there is necromancy and no country abuses it like crazy to make wars last longer or some inhumane shit. Wait. I mean, part of world building is wars, though, isn't it? I mean, I'm pretty sure that I've never... Well, any magic that has not been a war thing. Oh, right. Yeah, you were talking about combat, right? So you're constructing a magic system that is explicitly not for combat. If that makes sense. Is that what you're doing? And necromancy has been used for combat. That is for sure. Seen that happen more than once. Actually, I did read a fun book. I don't know if you read it, The Death Gate Cycle, where it was there was one of the book. There were a lot of necromancy, and it had been used for wars and stuff. But the society had stabilized in a way that it was just necromancy was mostly just used for labor, which was an interesting take on it, I suppose. But yeah, like from a game perspective, magic is oftentimes about what's it called? About combat, sure. And I mean, oftentimes in literature as well, and literature ideas. But not necessarily. I usually see, like, one of the reasons I like fantasy is because of the different approaches. It like, when you read a fantasy book, it's like, oh, we create a fantastical world where something is different than from our world. And then we can explore what would humans or humanity do differently. Like, so it's, for me, like, I like psychology, right? So it's about exploring the human psyche, if that makes sense. For me, I like that part of fantasy. And sci-fi as well, right? Doing the same thing. Creating a world where something is a bit different, and then trying to figure out how would humans work in this context. Like a thought experiment, kinda. And since humans usually are like a warlike creature. Whoops. Oh. Oh, I can do this. Nice. Yeah, humans are a warlike creature, right? We do plenty of war, and that is one interesting aspect of the thing, I suppose. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I don't want any regular transport belts anymore. I'm pretty sure we put that at 0. And we want some of the blue ones. I don't think I've added any blue. No, so let's add all the blue stuff. We want plenty of these. Start out with 100. That's fine. Whoops. We want some of these, like having 42 to 50. Yeah, that's probably fine. And same with this. 42 to 50. Like that setup. Adventure 95 says, I'm designing it so it can be used in combat, but also for construction and other constructive methods. Its usage depends on your understanding of laws of nature and physics and chemistry and such. But as drawback, when you cast a spell, you gotta focus on the parts you target, and it strains your mind like straining the caster's mind or mental stamina. Yeah, that's not too uncommon in fantasy settings, right? Making like hard magic systems and soft magic systems kind of need some strain, right? And it takes a toll, otherwise it would just be OP, right? Personally, I feel often they go a little bit too far on the aptitude thing, right? Just some people can do magic. I like it where anyone can learn magic. Sure, you can have different aptitudes towards different types of magic. That would be more, but that's not super significant. Similar to how the real world works, right? Because that is my interest, right? I like the similarities, comparisons to the real world. Adventure 95 says, because otherwise necromancer, demigods, tyrants would just rule the world. Exactly. Well, you could get everybody being super OP and being godlike, I suppose, by simply making, like I said, just having different aptitudes, right? Because if everybody is that super powerful, then you can make it interesting, and from my point of view, right? In how I feel about it, but that it's aesthetics, right? So it's a lot of personal preference that happens. But if everybody is an overpowered necromancer demigod, then no tyrant would rule the world. But like it sounds a little bit like, I don't know if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood. That was a little bit unfortunate. I like the magic system. It's like they were doing a hard magic system, but then just didn't. It was like they somehow, like they started working on it, and then it was too much work or something, so they just left it as kinda, and used it as a soft magic system anyway. That was a little bit of a hard, I suppose. Adventure 95 says, and I really want to avoid the all reality is this cosmic being's dream cliche. All right, yes. Then it was all a dream. That is kind of a... Yeah. Yeah, cliche indeed. Alright, I think I overdid this. It's taking way too long. They're all pretty much working all the time. Is it the same over here? Oh no, they are working all the time. What about this? Oh, I'm actually considering maybe I want to, since this is full, No, I'm gonna use more of these, so that's fine. Adventure 95 says I've watched it. They kind of introduced the gate trading at the very end, but I think it was kind of good for the sake of getting a happy ending. Yeah, I suppose. I did enjoy the world building aspects of that. Like, it was like Nazi Germany, but they weren't really. Yeah, it was a completely different perspective on Nazi Germany, right? That I found interesting. And like a lot of our what we learn today, like in history classes and all that, is very dehumanizing towards the Nazis. But they took a humanistic approach. Like, these were real people doing stuff like this and trying to explain it from that type of perspective. I found that interesting. Old move to humanize Nazis, right? Oh, hello, Blasphemous. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's Cinder McDruid. Oh, man. You know, like, most of my time in World of Warcraft was a druid. Like, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. Well, like, once, a one-shot. Long time ago. But if I ever got into a group, it would be a druid. I do love me some druids. I think they're cool. Like, all the druids, right? When I left high school equivalent, when I turned 18, 19, I moved to Ireland, right? Celtic druidic culture, I suppose. Very nice. How are you doing today, Blasphemous? Life treating you well? Adventure 95 says. Also, I wonder if the energy of the life force is based on how complex the being used as energy in Full Metal Alchemist. Oh man, it was too long ago, and I did not. Life force. I mean, it was usually like a lot of magic systems, right? Making some overpowered people and then just claiming it's life force. Aptitude, I suppose. It's based on how complex the being used as energy. Maybe. I have no idea. Blasphemous says, oh, the craziness never ends. Oh, interesting. Craziness. I heard 2 people today. Something about a dead body being found. I don't know if it was on the floor below me or the parking area in the back. Oof. That's... I mean, I blame my English as a secondary language because I want to use the word exciting, but that's not quite what I meant. Craziness. Craziness works out just fine, yeah. That is... That's not something you see every day. Dead bodies. Super fucking rare, isn't it? Like, a lot of people dying, but for most people we don't see the dead bodies very often. I've heard arguments that I heard very compelling arguments like pseudoscience, right? No philosophy and stuff like that, more just pure rhetorics. That part of the grieving, like an argument for, well, I mean, I suppose you could make an... No, not an evolutionary argument either. More pseudoscience, yeah. But the idea that, well, grieving is... part of it is accepting the fact that someone is gone, right? So one part of really hammering it in is you taking care of your parents when they died, your parents' body, like cleaning it, making it ready for the funeral yourself, rather than sending it off to some mortician that will do a lot of like creepy shit to the body, right? They do a lot of creepy shit to morticians, to the body, that it's like we're going to inter it or burn it up or something like that. You don't have to do all this presentary shit. Just clean it up, put some nice clothes on. That's all you need. And then the psychological hammering in that they are dead now. It is over. You're all alone. Oh. Do not look forward to that day. Man, ugh. Don't even like thinking about it. Adventure 95 continues. Also, in the Nazi Germany thing in Full Metal Alchemist doesn't didn't have the genocide aspect. Sure, it did. That was like one of the main plot points. Oh, maybe spoilers. I'm sorry, but that was one of the big things. Was the genocide, the war that they had, like burning that whole people to the ground. The Scar fella, right? He was one of the main plot points. He was the only one left, well, not the only one left, but you know, it was super genocidal. It was like post-genocide. The whole country, like, he was called the Führer King. It was super much a genocide in that. Like in the subtext. Like, we didn't see the actual genocide. Well, we did see a little bit of it, but we just saw the culture from the perspective of some kids trying to get their bodies back, right? For any better than just creating the ritual to make a homunculus into a god. Oh yeah, it was violence for the sake of violence, yeah, right? Rather than... they didn't have any... they didn't hate the people they were genociding against. Not the top floor, not the top ones, but they had that... there was that... the propaganda was similar, right? It was the same type of propaganda. So for most people were unaware of that aspect of the genocide, right? For most people it was the same as it was in Nazi Germany in the story, I think. Blasphemous says, I wonder if it was the guy in the apartment below me, because I haven't seen him in a while. But he was coughing or puking for a couple of days. Oh? Maybe... did you know him, or... was it, like... so it was an acquaintance or something? In that case, my condolences. Adventure 95 says, Nazis were more than just about Jew hate. It was also about racial hate and homophobia as well. Or that's what I've heard, at least. Yeah, right? It was Nazi was a lot about weakness, right? They looked at some deviancy as weakness. It was the same for, like, what's that called? Mental disabilities. Any like anyone sticking out. That's fascism for you, right? We have one ideal person and everybody else has to go. That's idealistic thinking. Let's see. Oh, I didn't read the full thing. Genocide aspects for any other purpose than just creating the ritual to make the homunculus into a god. Oh, maybe I didn't read the full thing out loud, but I was responding to it, right? That was for the top aspect of the story, right? The conspiracy of the genocide, yeah. But for the people in the world, they didn't know this. For them it was the same, well, similar to Nazi Germany, I suppose. If that is what you meant by I didn't read the whole thing. Let's see. Blasphemous says, more like I just see him once in a while on my way through the back. Oh, good morning, Colgate on Tap. How are you doing today? Social media is fake? Wait, I'm pretty sure I've seen Facebook and it being a real thing. I've seen Twitter as well. It's been a real thing as well. So it's not inspiring, and I don't buy it as a statement about the world, Colgate on Tap. Blasphemous says, about as real as many interactions, Kappa. All interactions are real. Well, there are different types of reality, though. Different types of reality. I mean, we're talking to each other. This is happening. It's part of reality. And I mean, people are talking to God or gods or Santa Claus and whatever. And that is happening as well. Ooh, do I want to do the split? Probably. Yeah, that's fine. Right, it is all happening. I have to agree to that. But I'm misinterpreting your words here. I'm guessing you're talking about authenticity, about people playing games, putting on a mask. But then again, I would still argue that we always do that in any interaction we do. So what would then be considered real and authentic? I mean, if you always behave in a certain manner with a certain couple of people, and that is what you always do, shouldn't that be considered real? And if it shouldn't, why not? Like, take for example, I've been annoyed my whole life about this. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. Well, annoyed is a strong word. Usually I tend to want to, like, if I'm having a bad day, then I would prefer saying, oh, I'm having a bad day, rather than saying, oh, I'm fine, how are you? But that's like my personal preference. It doesn't make it any realer or faker than any other social interaction, right? It's just a social interaction and a type of approach to a social interaction. One could argue, we were talking about social skills earlier, that is my lacking of social skills that make me do that. And having better social skills would be to just follow the norm. Even though I won't, because I'm an obstinate little motherfucker. I suppose. Well, I do follow some kind of trends. I mean, I do scripting, like scripted social interactions, just as everybody else, I suppose. See, Blasphemous says, I don't do the fake interaction thing. If someone wants me to do that, I don't talk to them. Could you define a little bit, because I don't, right? I don't like the fake social interaction terminology itself. So I want to know exactly what you mean, because I can see different types of interpretations. And I'm guessing, since I don't like them, I'm guessing they are a little bit straw-man-y or misinterpreted. Like some type, not straw-man, but like a misinterpretation of what you are talking about. I can see that happening super easily. I'm curious. I've actually been thinking about that since Node Runner made fun of me yesterday in calling everything a straw man. I've been thinking, does straw man have to be intentional for them to be straw man? No, right? Whoops. Nah, that I mean, it wouldn't work, would it? Again, try not to attribute malice to something that could be easily be explained by ignorance. The consequence is the same, but usually it is a context. Yeah, it is a consequence. Sorry, a consequence from ignorance. Yeah. But yeah, Blasphemous, would you consider that like, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, how are you? No matter how you actually are. Like you can have cancer and say, oh, I'm fine. Is that the fake type of interaction you mean? Or is it like small talk, talking about the weather when nobody actually care, or asking someone where they bought their sweatshirt when you don't care about where they bought their sweatshirt? Stuff like that? Is that what you would consider fake talking? Wait, alright, so Adventure95 says, but some malevolent people. Are there malevolent people, or are there just malevolent acts? Interesting question. He says, but some malevolent people could be willingly ignorant to do their malice. Yeah, and then it's not ignorance, right? If you become aware that your actions are hurting some other person's feelings, then you are no longer ignorant, right? So then it is malice. It is not ignorance, right? That has to be the case. Like we have talked about that before, and I am pretty convinced that part of like one aspect of ethics is epistemology, the search for knowledge. It's part of it that I would, like, when talking about ethics, I would probably put some kind of responsibility or duty on individuals to like pay attention and research the consequences of their behaviors, how other people react, and stuff like that. I would put that into an ethics system. That makes sense, Adventure 95? Like, not only if you notice or not notice, you can choose to look away, but actually taking an active approach, I would put into being part of ethics. Like, yeah, having an actively actively paying attention to the consequences of your actions. Is that how I would put it? Yeah. An active attention having, analyzing, researching. I don't know how to put it in the best way, but I think you get my point. Alright, now we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna grab these, and we're gonna always carry 42 to 100 or 50. 42 to 50, that is what we want to carry. Give them to me, I need them. Man, they're slow. Here we go. Boom. Do I have room somewhere here for it? Probably don't need a repair pack anymore. Where is it? Here. See, Blasphemous says, shallow, inauthentic conversation / small talk where I'm expected to pretend to show interest about what is being spoken of just for the sake of socializing, while agreeing and not staying true to myself. Alright, I can get behind that. I try to be the same way as you in that regard, Blasphemous. I would just not go to the... have the attitude of calling them fake, like they weren't real. Or, for that matter, inauthentic. I would say you and me are more of literal interpreters of what is going on, perhaps. Like, so much of social interaction is body language, right? And yeah, social cues. It's like I remember, okay, someone gives you flowers. Oh, very nice flowers. Like, if you think the flowers are nice or not, doesn't matter. It's not part of that social interaction. It's a different interpretation and a different approach to social interactions. I would not necessarily call them false or lying or inauthentic. Like someone saying, oh, thank you, very nice flowers. Saying that, whether you find the flowers nice or not, the intent behind that action is to make the person feel good, right? It's not about expressing some idea or aesthetically... what's it called? Yeah, talking about the aesthetics about the flowers. That is not what is happening. The intent is to make someone feel good. And that is authentically what they're trying to do. Yeah. But I don't like that either, because the semantics and the possibility of misunderstandings increase from that type of social behavior. So personally, and surprise, surprise, I miss out, or I screw up in that type of communication. I am in the tail end of misunderstandings, so I would prefer people be more semantically and using the words and saying what they mean. because of my personal difficulties, but I would not. So I would, in those situations, like if they expect me to pretend, I'm just not gonna do it, because that is not part of my aptitude. That is not part of my personality. I'm just gonna read this message here. I got a message. Alright, I gotta answer to the response to that thing as well when it shows up. Adventure 95 says, but the malevolent people. Again, I'm not so sure that that is a real thing you're talking about, Adventure 95. Malevolent people? I think there are malevolent behaviors and malevolent acts and thoughts, but malevolent people? That seems weird to me. Like, malevolence to me is wanting to hurt someone else. And being a malevolent person then, I mean, who is the other person in that definition? If that makes sense? I'm just gonna answer this as well. Oh man. I'm so slow at typing on the phone, using only the thumb and stuff like that. Oof. Let's see. So, but what Adventure 95 said was, I didn't finish the sentence. But the malevolent people will use that excuse to get away with their malice. Yeah, of course. Of course. When you make a malevolent act, usually you would want to lie about it, right? Because malevolent acts are usually frowned upon. So one malevolent act followed by a lie is often what happens. And I mean, I've played the dumb tourist. I call that act of playing the dumb tourist many times, where I've not even been malevolent. I've just been breaking the rules. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, but I've been breaking some rule that I knew was a rule that I wasn't allowed to break, and then I just played the dumb tourist. I didn't know. Oh, I can't walk on this beach. It's a private beach. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And then I leave. That exact thing happened to me. Oh, I didn't see any signs. Yeah, that has happened to me. And you do get away with it. Blasphemous says, another thing I find silly, witty pickup lines over meaningful conversation. Yeah, I mean, they are not my preference either, Blasphemous. Maybe you and I should start dating. No, you're too far away. Also, I don't swing that way, I suppose, so it was a bad idea. But I'm the same as you in that regard. But I prefer not to play those type of games. But again, I would want to reiterate, is that the word I'm looking for? I want to point out that it is personal preference, right? And like having... like putting some sort of... claiming that they somehow become lesser of people. Like, that their approach... I mean, it does not work for me, but it does work for them. Just like my approach probably is annoying for the people that does it this way. Right, Blasphemous. It's got to be that way, right? Oh, I've got to read this again. Sorry. All right. Those messages are done. I mean, I kind of enjoy reading, like, for the puns and for the fun of just looking at the witty pickup lines. I do enjoy that. Like reading them, but that's more like a literary thing. I would probably even be impressed if someone ever made me a witty pickup line. I don't see that happening anytime soon, though. It's usually the... like, in the male-female dating scene, it's usually the male that has to make the witty pickup line, right? Usually not the female that tries to pick up the male. I'm pretty sure that is the case anyway. I'm actually curious. Are there other cultures that do it differently? Where the females are the initiators? Is that the word I'm looking for? Probably. Oops. Initiators. I don't know. Adventure 95 says, well, aren't trolls and edgelords malevolent by their very nature? Ooh, that's... No. Trolling is a art. Trolls are not trolling their entire lives. Also, there are acts of trolling for the sake of entertainment. I've found some trolls entertaining. Some trolling entertaining. I have indeed. And also, you're not trolling all day, every day. It's just... sometimes you do enjoy trolling. That is... it's an activity, right? And you troll a specific person again. So the act of... like, I wouldn't even say that the act of trolling necessarily is malicious. I think that some trolling is malicious. Sometimes it is. Right? Colgate InnoTab says, you look so delicious. I would like to cook you in an oven at 200 degrees Celsius and eat you with potatoes. That is just fucked up, dude. Oh, let me murder you and eat you up. So, wanna come hang out in my apartment? I have this new oven just installed. Oh man. I don't think that would work, Colgate InnoTab. Maybe it would. I don't know. Blasphemuses, maybe if they were creative with their trolling, but that seems rare. I don't know. See some creative trolling. And I mean, one part of, one typical part of all trolling is getting a reaction from someone, right? It is similar to playing the devil's advocate in some ways. Well, it can be. It can be similar to playing the devil's advocate. Right? Being obstinate for the sake of being obstinate. It's about challenging people. I can see benefits to challenging people. Yeah, I can see benefits to that. But I agree, right? I can enjoy some creative trolling. I'm not good at it myself, but just like I can enjoy pickup lines, I can enjoy creative trolling. Even though I don't do it myself. Colgate InnoTap says, doesn't that count as a witty pickup line? No, that counts as scaring someone off. Yeah, that's scary as fuck, Colgate InnoTap. Adventure 95 says, but the purpose of trolls is to hurt other people. Some trolling is about hurting other people, right? Making them feel bad. And I can get behind that. But I would still not say that the person behind the screen doing that trolling, I wouldn't necessarily say that they are a malicious person. I would say that they made a malicious act, right? They're not trying to hurt all people all the time. That is not what is happening. They are trying to hurt maybe one or a group of specific people at a specific moment in time with a specific action. And that action I can agree with and evaluate as being malicious. And that says something about the person, yes, but the person, I could go as far as to say a person has a tendency and a willingness to commit malicious acts. That as far as I would be willing to go, if that makes sense. That distinction. Let's see. Since the troll is purposefully trying to hurt people for their own fun. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, there are many different... I don't like to read into and claim to be the authority of what is happening in someone else's mind. And I can see for sure that trying to hurt other people is not about their own enjoyment, their own fun. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Right? If they're trying to hurt other people, it could be a way of coping with, like bullies, for example. Bullies tend to, not always, but bullies tend to have, like when looking at a school aspect, right? Kids bullying other kids. Usually the bullying kid has issues at home. Their parents aren't really doing the best job and maybe treating them unwell, treating them badly, perhaps is the way to put it. You know, there's often... It's not about them feeling good, it's about them feeling less bad, right? Oftentimes, bullying and being mean in that sense. Blowing off steam, maybe is another word for it, I don't know. Right? And that is a possible explanation. I'm not denying that some people enjoy, like sadists. I'm pretty sure that sadist is a real thing. That sadism is a real thing. That people enjoy, like get enjoyment out of hurting other people. But I'm also saying that is not always the case. And maybe even oftentimes not the case. Adventure 95 says it's not always about challenging. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? Trolling is a wide term, and it pertains to a lot of different types of activities and intentions. Sometimes, and we can narrow in on the people that are trying to be malicious. Maybe we shouldn't call them trolls then. Maybe we should call them bullies. Is that maybe a better term for the type of people we're talking about? Well, actually, I would probably go as far as not to call people bullies. I would say what they're doing is an act of bullying. Yeah, I would go that far. Yeah. And that is not about challenging, it's just about making people suffer. We can talk about that. We can even talk about sadism, right? It's about making other people suffer. I would still not say that... Well, maybe you do have a point, right? I often introduce myself and claim that I am an introvert. Like a categorization. So maybe a categorization as a malicious actor. No, but that's... Oh, you do have a point. You do have a point. Like, part of their personality is being malicious. Yeah, I think I have to fold. Let's continue. See what he says here. It's not always about challenging him. Sometimes it's about painting a person as a rapist or a pedo. Isn't that malevolent? Yes, I would agree with that. I think if you're trying to hurt people, you are malicious. You have a malicious personality trait, and then I would have to fold and agree with you, I think. If the trolls hurt other people to cope with something, shouldn't they be stopped and forced to help on their actual problems? Oh, now we're switching gears. That I agree with completely. Like, no matter the reason you are hurting other people, I would want to go to like looking for a causal analysis. I would want to know what is the reason you are hurting other people, and is there any way we can make you stop? I would always go for that route. One of the ways of doing this is not calling them malicious people, or instead treating them like other human beings, treating them with respect, and that they have, just like every other person, they are a real people, and treating them with respect is one good approach to getting them to stop that behavior. Antagonizing them, calling them bullies, calling them malicious, will not lead to the effect that you are looking for, right? Antagonizing people will only cause a rift between you and the other person, and you will not be able to interact and help them out with whatever issue is causing their behavior. Wouldn't you agree, adventurer? Right? Oh, you are evil. Now, let me help you not be evil. That's not a helpful approach to reach that goal, right? And that is part why I am hesitant to use the word malicious, or like talking about a person. That is where I come from. I don't want to use that word because of its not being helpful. Again, my pragmatism is showing its colors. Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure I can do this now. Does this work? If I take this and just force place, and what about this? Will this work? Nope, it did not work. So what we have to do is that we do this and remove all of this stuff. Now it works. Alright. Lasma says making someone else feel bad so that you can feel good is not a positive. Yeah. That is the value judgment I do as well. But we also have to acknowledge that there is no objective morality. But that is an attitude, an opinion that we share, and that all people might not necessarily agree with that opinion. But I agree, right? Making someone else feel bad for your own enjoyment is usually, probably always, I'm not sure though. But I would argue, yeah, it's not a good look. And I would frown upon it. There we go. Adventurer also agrees upon that. Yeah, nice. Oh man, you really got stuck on that, didn't you, Colgatino? He says, I would call them criminals. Exactly, it's not helpful. Labeling people in that way, it's not helpful. You're not helping. Adventure 95 says bullies seem to undertone their continuous actions. Yeah. I would call them harassers. Yeah. And I mean, I would have to, like, semantically, I would have to fold, right? Yeah. I would fold. Adventure 95 says stopping the trolls is step 1. Wait. Stopping the trolls? There are so many interesting types of trolling that are not about hurting people. Do we have to stop them as well? Or can we... I mean... That's the problem with the word trolls, right? Because it's so vague and applies to so many people. It becomes difficult to... like a broad statement like stopping all the trolls. Becomes... oof. Problematic. Anyone else take issue with that word? Oh man. Alright, so let's see. Alright. Stopping the trolls is step 1. Step 1 out of... also, yeah. Like, step 1 out of... what goal? Like, stopping people from hurting other people? There are way worse people than the trolls to go for first. Like if you want to stop people hurting people, I mean, we have the Chinese genocide against the Uyghurs. We have ISIS beheading people who thinks differently than themselves. We have like a lot of murderers and torturers that would be, I would say, would be step 1 to stop doing that, rather than just trolling. I'm guessing. Adventure 95 says there is no objective morality, but the Jewish genocide is objectively wrong. No, it's not. If there is no objective morality, nothing is objectively wrong. It's just a lot of people agree that they don't like it. And that I get behind. That happens, right? A lot of people agrees. A lot of like most people in my filter bubble, like most people that I meet and see on the internet and agrees with that assessment, that they don't like what the Nazis did. I don't like what the Nazis did. I would prefer to see it never happen again. Adventure 95 says, so basically destroying the planet Earth is morally... No. Adventure 95 says, so basically destroying the planet Earth is morally good thing because morals are subjective. No, that's what I'm saying. There is no objective morality, so destroying the planet, which we could argue if that's what's happening or not. I mean, the planet will be fine. It's just the people living on the planet in the future that will have a problem. Right? And some people think that I don't give a fuck about the people 100 years from now because I'll be dead. So therefore, just exploiting as much as we can while we can. That's the attitude they have. Some people have that attitude. Other people say, oh, let's make human civilization or humanity last as long as we can. Let's outlive the universe. Let's have that as a goal. And that's I put myself in that category. Right? But that's my opinion. There is no objectively good or bad regarding these questions. There are only opinions. So no, not basically destroying the planet is morally good. Destroying the planet is, well, again, we can argue about, but I'm assuming messing up the environment enough so that human civilization crumbles. Right, there's a difference between the two things, but I'm assuming that is what you meant. And from that assumption, then there is no good or bad, no. Colgate on tab says, we have bourgeoisies oppressing proletariat. I mean, I suppose that's one way of looking at it. I would say that is the consequence, right? But I would say most of the bourgeoisies don't have that attitude, right? It's like the priest is not trying to lie for me, the bourgeoisies are not trying to oppress me. Well, some of them are, some of them are not, I suppose. Blasphemous says, I don't care about the people in the future, nor do I want to exploit all the resources. Right? There are many different ways. I just gave examples, right? I was not claiming a binary, like any binary function on that sense. I was saying that, yeah, some people think this way, other people think this way. And there are, like we've been saying, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And very often they differ from each other's. Like when you get into the nitty-gritty of the opinions. Like examining them thoroughly. There's often like some differences here, some differences there. Alright, how did my power take the situation? Wait, how am I running on solar panels, but my night vision is running? Yeah, I want to see how this night works out. Blasphemous says, this Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy is trash. You have to be way too precise with jumps. Wait, that Insane trilogy. How old is that? Is that the one that came out to the Wii as well? Because I remember that's the only I've only played Wii Crash Bandicoot series. And I've played 2 or 3 games, and 1 or 2 of them were fucking great, and the rest was terrible. I don't know if that was the Insane trilogy or not. It's like some badly made NES game. It's a recent remake. Oh, right. Then it's not the one I played. Oh my god, we're not even close to using the accumulator charge. Right, it's super fucking full. How did this happen? I was like low on electricity all the time. Built this full thing, I was still low on electricity. Then I built these, and now we're fine. Oh, I wonder. Oh, look over here. Did I screw that up so they are just generating power but were not connected to the power grid? I can see that happening. Me just extending and extending without connecting it to the power grid. I mean, here they're connected. Yeah, but look here. This is not connected to the power grid. So wait, is none of these connected? Yeah, this is not connected to the power grid. And here it is. Oh, this gets connected though. This connects all of it probably. Right, because this is connected to the power grid, I hope. Oh, that would have been madness. No, it's looking fine. It's looking fine. Let's, like, make extra sure. Extra sure indeed. I think this is fine because these are all connected to each other. Right, what about this? Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Hmm. From a semantics point of view, I would agree that we could probably call people malicious or harassers or whatever like negative connotation you want to put to some sort of like if they tend to behave in a certain manner, we could put that and give that as a descriptor when talking about those people. Right. I would have to agree with that. However, I can still argue that one shouldn't take that approach. Because that approach is antagonistic towards people. Like, in the pragmatic sense, because if you feel that, like, harassment, if your value judgment is that harassment is not a thing that you want to condone or see perpetuated in the world, then your political actions and your actual actions inside the world, like you can do it from an ethical, semantic standpoint. But like politically speaking, there is probably an argument for like not doing that, because antagonizing people is one sure way to actually have the opposite consequence, right? Antagonizing people tend to make them increase whatever behavior you're antagonizing them over. right? Oh. Why is it always coal? It's always coal. Oh. Actually, I probably could have just done this. Every time I play this game and I upgrade from electric furnaces to electric furnaces, there's always a lot of these inserters just filled with coal. Well, it's worked out fine though. Skywalker. Psst, psst, psst. How are you doing, guy? Psst, psst, psst. Psst, psst, psst. I think he had a nightmare. Right, give me a moment. Let me just go check on him. I'll be right back. Yep. Oh, it's just a nightmare. All right. Oh. So is the game trash because you have to be too precise with your jumps? Isn't that like what platformers is about, right? Becoming... Well, I'm guessing it's a difficulty curve problem, I suppose. Balancing issue. Well, I like that. I remember seeing a... Was it a documentary? No, was it a no-clip thing? I don't remember. But about dead cells. When that was in the public consciousness. I don't know. I think it was about dead cells anyway. And they were talking about this approach. Of making platformers, and that they give you leeway, right? So you can leave the platform you're on and press the jump button and you'll still jump. And a lot of games do that because of our slow reaction times. So for most people who are not like speedrunners and pro at video games, for most of us regular mortals, that thing makes the game... I mean, you still have to jump, right? But you can jump a little bit later. It's fine. You get used to it, so you don't fail as often. They were talking about reading the intent of the player rather than... Yeah, that was the philosophy, right? Reading the intent of the player. The player intended to jump. He just pressed the button a few milliseconds too late. And for the pros, it doesn't matter because if they like care about each frame and whatnot, each millisecond, and how much that importance and being so precise. They will learn where that threshold is, how far they can run before they have to jump. That was the argument, and I found that interesting in a game design perspective, I suppose. Adventure 95 says, I would like to have a kitty. Always had kitty cats in my life. Oh? How come you don't have one now if you've always had one? I'll do this as well. Yeah, I'm considering having cats the rest of my life, and I'm considering getting one soon. Like trying to have them at different ages. Right, because my preference would probably just to have one cat. But I always, like, I've had animals who died, and after they die, getting a new one feels like a replacement. That I don't like that feeling. So I'm thinking of having 2 cats all the time. So I have, like, I can get a cat now and that is the replacement, but it doesn't feel like a replacement. I am just having 2 cats. Then when that cat dies, if he dies before me, assuming, probably, right? Then I can mourn him and I can have the company of another cat and we can comfort each other, I suppose. It's kind of the idea. Something like that. Rather than having to go through that mourning period being all alone and then having to go through that feeling of the replacement cat. I suppose. Adventure 95 says I live in an apartment that's kind of small. 38. Wait. Fuck, what's that called in English? The meter 2? Fuck, I don't remember what it's called in English. Square, right? Square meters. There we go. I'll get in on tab said square meter. Yeah, nice. Thanks. Also, we don't have much space for the kitty. I mean, 38 is doable, I think. I can't get another cat right now, but I'm moving soonish. Like, in the summer, I'm gotta be moving. Then I'm thinking about getting the extra cat. But yeah, having it too tight is a disservice. They are adaptable creatures. Like, I felt really terrible about that, but he's been my cat has been an outdoors cat. Like I let him out in my last apartment and whatnot. Now moving here, that was not a viable thing. So I was like, oh. He got used to it, and he's happy now. Like the nightmare thing has always been a thing. So there's nothing to do about that. I don't know what happened, but he did have a traumatic childhood. That's all I know. Like it's one of those like rescue kitties. Like found outdoors, not being able to take care of himself. I think he was starving. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But like it was rescue in that sense, and yeah, he's had nightmares his whole life. So I try to, you know, when it happens, try to comfort him a little bit. I suppose. Your cat has nightmares? Yeah, I'm not quite... Yeah, nightmares. It's close to night terrors. He wakes up and... like, almost panics, right? He feels horrible. And like, in my anthropomorphism, is that what it's called? In my mind, I say, oh, that's a nightmare. That's my way of categorizing it. He sleeps and then he wakes up with a start, and he is... he displays feelings of anguish. Like, he's a little bit panicking. He wakes up, he's afraid. It's very clear that he does not feel good. He feels bad. So I comfort him, and then we move on with our days. It happens from time to time. I don't know if they're actual nightmares or if that word would even apply to a cat, but that's the word I am using for it. What is happening? Oh, right. That is the way I want this. Yeah, these are way too important. Alright. Adventure 95 says, pets are sweet. I mean, most of them. Well, actually, I've never tasted a pet before. But my apologies. What am I doing? Right, I got this up and running. Why did I do that? It was because of this, right? Yeah. I wanted to get more throughput here, which means that we go upgrade all the way. Don't need these anymore. Wait. Oops. Colgate on tap says it depends from the sauce. I mean, then it would be the sauce that were sweet, right? So what you would have to do is like just completely fill the pet out with sugar, like pretty much kill it by overfeeding it only sugar, right? Make it super fat by just feeding it super much sugar. That would... Wait, no. That sugar turns to fat, and fat does not taste sweet. So how would you make it taste sweet? I don't know. Is that considered trolling, what we just did? And also, is that malicious? I don't think so. Like, deliberately misinterpreting just for the fun of it. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Yeah, I would prefer people not feel bad. I would hope people would get a laugh out of that. Even though it was a blatant misinterpretation. But it was for my own amusement. Colgatino Tab says sauce also enhances the pet's own flavor in addition to adding its own. Oh, I'm not a great chef. I did not know that. But of course, I mean that's salt do that as well, right? Right? It's like a taste enhancer. Oh man, I don't know the English word for it, but yeah, right, it happens. When you mix stuff together, they do mix together and affect each other's taste. Effect? Fuck, I don't know the difference between those words. Those words. Boom. And alright. 100 is too few. Need more than 100. Oops, that's too many. Alright, where did I put them? 100 is way too few. How many do I need? Probably like 400. That's probably fine. Give them to me. Adventure95 says, it's not trolling, just making jokes and funs. Alright. Colgatin on Tap says, I am neither talking about a chef or cook. Chef. But I have seen enough cooking animes to know something. I mean, I've put salt in food. Salt enhances the flavor, right? That makes sense. I've actually been doing more cooking recently. Like experimenting with cooking. Like if I don't do it often, if I just do it from time to time, I find it can be quite enjoyable. Yeah. Can be. Wow. Alright, much better, much better. Adventurer says Shugeki no Soma. Personally, I have seen no cooking animes whatsoever. So I don't know about that, personally. Alright, same here, we add that to the right. Actually, why am I not just doing this? This is so much easier. Yeah, this is fine, and we go all the way over here. You know what? Get out of the way. And some more of this. Perfect. Colgate Tab says yes. Adventure 95 says Toriko is also kinda nice cooking slash fighting anime. Hmm. Right. Seems like it's time to... Wait. How does this happen? Why don't I have one of these right here? That was strange that I didn't have that already. Man, I haven't been watching anime for a long time now. It goes in waves, but it has been a super long wave without anime. Well, yeah, no. I'm watching cartoons now. Close enough, I suppose. Colgate Tap says, I'll check it out. Plasma says, I'm too picky, so I haven't watched many. Yeah, I think I'm picky too. Like, I don't know, I haven't watched any drama necessarily. Which is weird, because like in regular TV, I kind of like drama. But in anime, I've not, well... Oh, I don't know. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one more. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that's probably a good setup. Close enough. Oh, we don't want these. And don't want these either. Yeah, I think I end up comparing them too much. Like, there are some animes that are so good. Then the others are just kind of meh. Oops. Alright, gotta fix a thing here. Alright. Right. What is happening? What is happening? What date is it today? It's the 24th. Boom. What the fuck? Damn phones? Adventure 95 says some kind of picky too. One that I recommend is Gintama. It's mostly comedy, but it has an overarching, more serious plot. Well, that sounds like a good idea. I've been in an issue with that as well. I have... I've not enjoyed comedy recently for some reason. Well, this is all fucked. What the fuck is happening? Alright, let's start the whole thing over. Fuck, it doesn't work. I have to go fix the thing. I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Adventure 95 recommended Gintama. Maybe I should write that down. Even though I have not... Maybe it's just been a long time since I've seen some comedy. Maybe I will enjoy it. But I do... enjoy overarching serious plots. I do like that. Gintama. What's the word, right? Yeah, Gintama. Blasphemous asks, are you back, or were you ever really gone? Maybe I am front rather than back. I mean, we're all adults here. We do have object permanence, I suppose. Colgate not have this, or maybe you are a stomach? A floating head. Floating head is what I am. Oh, look at this. It's full. It's full. How? How? What? Why? When? Because I ran off for a bit? This is not even full yet. It's full. Everything is full. Look at this. This is full. Wait. How is this full? Oh, this one is not full though. We've got some iron issues here. So. Let's run an upgrade path. All the way down here. Upgrade all of the things. Is it floating, levitating? I threw it against the ground and missed. That is what happened. Falling with style. Well, I wonder how the production looks over here. Full. Oh. These ones are moving super slow. Wait, and all these greens are moving up here. Oh, am I only getting from here? That seems like a mistake. How can I fix this mistake? Well, this is one way to do it. Maybe even go a little bit overboard. Oh wait, no. Yeah, like this. I don't even see what belt this is. Oh, it was a yellow belt. Oh, what? Let's just... read this whole thing. Oh, no. Damn it. I only hit half of them. Damn it. Colgate on tap says. So your life hack works? Life hacks works? I mean, yes. As long as you don't try it from any high altitudes, it will work. If you try it from a too high of an altitude, it won't work. Actually, no. They don't work. I'm lying. It's not the truth. It doesn't work. I've actually never even tried it. Yeah, never tried it. So I don't even have anecdotal evidence for it. Okay, good. Oh, need some more. Upgrade all the things. Wait. Yeah. Upgrade all the things. Oh. Did I... I don't think I started automating these, though. That's a problem. But you need assembling machines and speed modules. My assembling machines are over here. So... speed modules are all over here. That is super far away. I don't want to drag a line. I don't have to do that many though. Wait, alright, it takes 2 assembling machines and 4 speed modules. So, most of my work happens down in this area. Well, no, I'm gonna do a lot of work in this area. So since I only have to move 2 of these and 4 of the others, then it would make sense to do that production up here. I could just get a buffer chest. Yeah, I can get a buffer chest if I want to. Speed module, right? Yep, speed module number 1 here. So I can probably just hack this together and just those. And cannot insert. Now I can insert. Don't need these. Alright, so what we do then is that we pull this out right here. We take 2 of these. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Requester chest that will request these. Oops. And you will build these. Where are they? Low ass flying robots. There's one. Oh, gotta have these. Ooh, and we can start requesting them as well. So we go from, we want 42 to 50. That is how many we want. Perfect. Alright, the robots are too slow. We need... Wait, can't I get robot speed? Am I blind? Oh, I need... I can't get any more speed. That's sad. Right here. They're starting to arrive. Much better. You're just super fucking slow about it. Oh, I didn't know that I had placed... Oh, yes, of course. I placed them down there. Made the upgrade thing. So they are now upgrading them for me. Perfect. Ooh. Are we getting closer to the Spidertron? I need 2 of these. And I have 4. I can make 2 spiders. Oh, but I don't have any... The portable fusion reactors. What do I need for that? Here. Low density structures. Those I have plenty of. I should have. Oh, is it time? Is it time to start using a spider? Kind of feels like it. Damn it. That's 2 of them that were needed. Right? 2 portable fusion reactors. We are building the second one. We need 4 exoskeletons. And for that we need... So 20 processing units. Oh, and that's them. No? Some more. Oh man, there's a gap here, isn't there? No? No gap. One, 2, 3, and 1 more. Where's the electric units? 4. What else? What else do we have? 2 radars. We can build that just fine. 1, 2. What else? 4 rocket launchers. Do I have that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rocket control units. We need to start making rocket control units. That is super important. What you take? Processing units and speed modules. 30-second crafting time. Alright, let me just get some of those. This is not gonna be enough speed modules. I'm gonna need to make more. But for now, I'll just cheese a little bit. Right, actually, do want to keep this one here. Can I remove something that I don't need? I'm not using any inserters anymore, am I? No. I can place this. And like this. That's probably fine. 1, 2, 3. And we can request, and here we go. You will request these processing units. 200. And I'll place 200. Wait, what was it that I wanted to craft again? Ah, these. Speed modules, right. Alright, we needed some of those. What else? A fish. Alright, we can get that easily enough. We want 1 fish. Get me 1 fish. What else do we need? 150 low density structures. Where are my low density structures? I don't see them. Ah, here we go. We need 150. So 150. Get me 150 low density structures. They're not gonna fit, are they? You are gonna be there. I need some space for the low density structures, but I don't know. Can I remove some extra rail? No. How many fast transport belts? I can remove these. Wait, why is no low density structures coming? It's super slow. Oh, they're not gonna fit. They're not gonna fit. Oh, I can get rid of the landfill. There we go. Now I think they'll fit. Alright, the only thing missing now... Oh, 16 rocket control units, but there are 10 here. So a couple more minutes. So slow. We are getting close. So close. Oh, they glow red here when I don't have them. I haven't even thought about it. I was just annoyed that some of them were red. But it's super fucking friendly. These are not part of the logistics system. If they're red, that means they are not automated. No batteries for me. Look at this. Just some... oh, that's 16. Perfect. So I have everything. Here we go. Boom. We have all the stuff. We're building Spidertron. Oh yeah. Adventure 95 asks, have you played Deus Ex? I have not. That is actually one of the games that I have neglected. And oh, look at it. It's a big spider and you can set it down wherever you want to. Let's set it down here. Wait, trunk, grid, enable logistics when moving. What's the grid? Can we just copy paste my logistics? Or do I have to... I'm curious. I mean, it's a walking trunk, which is fun. I'm guessing it even has trash slots, right? Well, I'm guessing I can jump in and I can still see my inventory, right? And I can check this dude's inventory. Alright, so let's walk. Alright, so the thinking now then is... Can I make another one? No, let's not do that. I don't need 150 of these anymore. Let's get rid of them. What we do need, however, is probably a lot of exoskeletons. Man. What made you think about Deus Ex, by the way, Adventure 95? Seems like this is the grid, right? Yep. Alright, I've got to build more of these. The engine units. I need more engine units. I don't see them. Where are they? Ah, never mind. We can just keep requesting. Gotta speed this thing up. Adventure 95 says Deus Ex is kind of a philosophical game. Nice. Then that seems like a good fit, doesn't it? Actually, let's go down to where it is. It's down here somewhere. Here we go. I think that's enough, right? Oh, that's too many. And we want a personal roboport. from which we need batteries. And the batteries are made where? Up here. Those are batteries indeed. You take the inserter here to a passive provider chest. Perfect. Adventure 95 says transhumanism and surveillance technology. Transhumanism, that's merging with technology, right? Oh, I still need 20 low density structures then. All right, there we go. Those are the subjects in Deus Ex, and in Deus Ex there's a global pandemic. There's a global pandemic in... oh, what's that called again? The Walking Dead. There we go. Oh, but yeah. Sounds interesting. Actually, I think I have an old CD somewhere lying around that I got, like I just got Deus Ex, but I never played it. Like when I bought because it's an old game, right? When I bought my previous computer, I think I got a copy of Deus Ex, but at that time, I was all about the World of Warcraft. All about the World of Warcraft. No space for any other game. Alright, this is as fast as we move. If we leave it, we move way faster. That is actually quite a disappointment. I mean, we can move over everything. We don't have to zigzag around. And it's a fucking Spider-Tron. Which is just amazing. Alright, I can't make it move any faster than this, I don't think. What else do we have that we can place in? We can place a battery. Oh, fuck, I think maybe that's the issue. Maybe I need a battery. Oh damn, this is gonna take a long time. Let's craft a battery. That could be the issue, right? Maybe I need power generation as well. Kinda seems that way, doesn't it? Fuck, and then I screwed... Do I need... But it took 2 portable fusion reactors. Right. Let's see, can we see power or something? It doesn't say anything out to the right about the power. Vehicle speed. Wait, was it running in 42? Is that the speed? 42 meters per kilometers per hour? Adventure 95 says, I kinda don't like how Walking Dead never explained where the virus came from, and that humans were so bad at organizing to create safe havens for non-zombies. But it's like fantasy, right? It's you can suspend your disbelief. I'm okay with that, right? Like I said, I prefer hard magic systems, but I don't mind soft magic systems. I can suspend my disbelief. Like it's not a sci-fi. It's what if we put a lot of humans in this context? How will they behave? You do have a point, like about not organizing, but that you could just suspend your disbelief and say, well, the virus worked so well at infecting people, right? I'm fine with that. Completely fine with that. Adventure 95 says instead of rebuilding society or trying to understand the virus zombie apocalypse, stories focus on people raiding stuff or being oppressive gangsters. Yeah, that's milking it, right? Like all such stories. They start out with an interesting premise and then they don't stick with it. Right, I would want to see that, them organizing. They had plenty and ample opportunity to start organizing in The Walking Dead. And then it was just crazy warlords because, well, we can't have an organized and make it into a drama show. This is an action show. We need to have action. So they created action, and that's sad. I would have wanted to see the world change, like adapting to. I have not seen the latest seasons though, but I think that's where I stopped watching that, where they did something like that, started organizing better. Adventure 95 says suspending disbelief is very hard, especially when characters do dumb shit or something is extremely conveniently done for the story. Yeah, I mean, if the world is consistent, I'm fine. Yeah. Again, I have no issue doing this as long as the story is consistent. I mean, if they're consistently using soft magic in a certain way, as long as they don't start using it in the complete opposite way, then I'm good. Then I am just fine. Yeah. And I mean, people do dumb shit all the time, right? Isn't that how people work? We do dumb shit all the time. All the time. We do dumb shit. So that I don't see that. I have no issue suspending my disbelief. It's more if when they act that is not in accordance with their character. That I get. I get problems if someone is doing shit that does not fit the character. But yeah, people do dumb shit all the time, and characters can do dumb shit all the time as well, and I'm happy with that. I can even get behind Deus Ex Machina, like something happening extremely conveniently. I can even get behind some, like sometimes where plot armor shows up. I'm like, that's fine. It's fine. Depends on what they're trying to do. Like what I don't get behind is like when in shows like The Walking Dead or like most shows where you notice how they're just milking it rather than trying to move the story forwards. That's actually one reason I got so sad that, oh, that's an old show. I don't know if you've seen it, but Jericho. That's an old show. It shows its age, but I'm a little bit sad that they didn't get to continue because they had that idea, right? They wanted to change what happened. Maybe they had some weird ideas before getting cancelled. Yeah, some weird ideas, but they wanted to change, yeah, change the context and the world building because that is what would have happened. That's the analysis that they did, right? This would have happened in our world context. It would have changed, just like in The Walking Dead, like a few seasons in, there wouldn't be so much raiding and violence. They would start growing and building. Because that is what we do. We do that as humans. Adventure 95 says, but then the more you introduce stuff like magic can control the dead and reanimate them. I mean, you can do any crazy magic, right? You can... Doesn't have to be necromancy, but any magic can be taken to an extreme level. Let's see, but then the more you introduce stuff like magic can control the dead and reanimate them, I can't do anything but question that where the hell are the necromancy empires? Yeah. I mean, and they did kinda do that, right? They did utilize, in Walking Dead, I remember they did utilize them as tools. The zombies. Oh, The Walking Dead, I suppose. But if you don't want to tell a necromancy empire story, then that is not what you're gonna tell, right? So where are all the necromancy empire stories? People are probably not very what's it called? Hyped up about that. I don't care about necromancy empire stories. If they did, there would be more of them, right? Or pyromancy is easy as fuck. Then why hasn't the world burned then? Well, if pyromancy is easy, they would just... Pyromancy is about controlling flames, right? If the world starts burning, then you just make it stop with your magic. And also, I mean... If that's what you want to see, then write that story. People were not interested in telling that story about pyromancy burning the world down. Like uncontrollable pyromancy. That would be an interesting story, right? What if we take today and just suddenly everybody got the superpower of not controlling flame, but creating flame? Would the world burn down? I'm not even sure. I mean, we all have matches. We're not burning it down. Well, in strong emotions, you would probably burn a house down, right? When you're really fucking angry, you could burn a house down. And if society does not have time to adapt and like increase the number of, because there would be more fires, so there would be like that would be the action and the drama, right? Humanity trying to increase the number of fire departments. Water departments? Why are they called fire departments? Like for extinguishing all these fires, that would be the drama aspect, drama and action aspect. That sounds like a fun story. Let's see. Why is it widely available and not restricted at all? So in this sense, Adventure 95 continues. So in this sense, it becomes hard for me to suspend disbelief and ignore the writer's bad world building and designing skills. Well, I mean, that's your attitude, right? And that's you have a strong focus and importance on a hard magic system. But most people don't have that view, right? Most people are just fine with a soft magic system. Right? All are like if you look for on CSI Miami, for example, that has a soft magic system, right? They've got to have plot armor, so many bullets fired against those protagonists, and they are all just surviving. That's plot armor, right? And people are just fine with it, right? And that's personal preference again. It's not about bad world building, it's just world building that you don't enjoy. Adventure 95. Without the question mark, yeah. Yeah. So it's not, you don't knack the designing skills. Like, some stuff is probably just bad designing skills, not being able to design the thing that they want to do. But a lot of it could be good. Like, they could be designing exactly what they want to see. Blasphemous says, sounds like it was a good idea. I quit watching it after the second season. Oh, we've left Walking Dead behind long time ago. There's no magic. It's just... Actually, I liked... Season 2 was quite stale, but season 3, 4, 5? There were good elements. There were elements that I did like, and there were elements I did not like. But I would have wanted to see it progress. And sorry for the spoilers, Blasphemous. Adventure 95 says, but then magic just become a convenient tool for the writer instead of a natural part of the world that it's written. Yeah, exactly. And that is what the writer wanted. And since that is what they wanted, then they made the tool that they did want. And therefore the world building, they built a world where they were able to tell the story that they wanted to tell. Like, if assuming they achieved their goal, like their intentions in the story that they wanted to tell, then it was good world building, right? If they did not succeed, then it would be bad world building, if that makes sense. But I'm with you. I prefer those type of stories where there is consistency to all that's happening. I prefer that, and I would want to see the natural progression, not getting stuck in whatever the fuck they're doing the same thing over and over again. I would want to see progression and like more thinking about world building and world. Yeah. That's my personal preference. Again, I can be fine watching other stuff as well. Like Monster of the Week stuff. I can enjoy that for sure. Adventure 95 is kind of like writing a character for the sake of creating a plot point instead of creating an actual character with real past motives and personality. Yeah, right? Actually, I think we've been talking about something similar to that before as well. I think there is like a disconnect between entertainment and art. Well, no necessarily. No, that doesn't work out at all. You can make art with plot point characters. I don't see an issue with that at all. Then you must have read The Wheel of Time, Adventure 95? Talk about not writing characters for the sake of creating plot points, eh? Well, maybe. But creating characters for a plot point, however, fleshing the character out. Well, some of the antagonists were a little bit off, I suppose. Great fucking books, though. Blasphemous says you don't need consistency when a large portion of your audience may not have it, says Blasphemous. I would say when most of your audience does not care about it. You don't have to care about it when your audience does not care about it. May not have it. It seems like a rude thing to say. Like most people have consistency in their own life. They can be super consistent in not caring about hard magic systems. Maybe they are so consistent that they really don't like hard magic systems. And that would be consistent, right? What's happening with all this copper? Alright, I need... I think it's time to build a rocket, right? Either that or some extra power. No, let's build a rocket. So, I could get a remote. Nah, let's screw that. Is this the thing? Steel plate. Electric engine units and pipes and concrete. Pretty sure this is crafted by hand. Yes. Oh, can I pick stuff up like this? I can. Oh, actually, the better way is to pick it up like... Need to change these anyhow. So let's get this up to 8,000. Processing units, 200, that's fine. Electric engine units, we need 200. Where are the electric engine units? Here we go. We need 200. What else do we need? Pipe 100 and 1,000 concrete. I don't think I've added any concrete here yet. I'm carrying some around, but that's not it. So concrete, 1,000. It's not gonna fit. Efficiency module, let's remove that. We can remove some coal. We don't need a fish anymore. What about sulfur? I don't think we need any sulfur, probably. We can get rid of that. We don't need any explosives. Do we need 200 stone bricks? No. I don't need a car anymore. Oops. I don't need a car, I said. There we go. Don't need the car. Signals. Oh, this is probably enough. We'll probably have enough room to make this work. Alright, Colgate on tap says, speaking of movies, he's not even explaining it, he's just assuming that I will like it instead of trying to sell it. And here I am, just like a sucker, just Alright, yeah, I can add this to my list. Colgating on Tap says, speaking of movies, add Kimi no Na wa to your watch list. What is it? Colgating on Tap. While I'm writing. I might have to remove it if you're not selling it well enough. Kimi no Na wa. Just like a sucker. And there we go. Boom. We don't need 1,000 of these anymore. We don't need 1,000 of these anymore. Wait, we do need like... No? I think 100 is just fine. What else? That's fine. That's fine. Do I have too much of anything? That's looking good. Where does the... Ah, right. Time to build a rocket silo, eh? Is there a jumping thing? No. Oh! Fuck, I forgot to add power. So I can probably just grab a couple of solar panels to see if we can make this thing move faster. Well, actually, I don't even have to craft it, do I? I can just... Oops. I can borrow this, and I can borrow the... Oh, that was everything. Alright. Let's see if we remove everything and we put this in. And we take some exoskeletons. Okay. Night vision in this? No. Add some solar panels. %? Nothing is happening. Oh, something is happening. Battery is slowly charging. Super slowly charging. Alright, so where are the... Oh, was that all of the solar panels? Yes, looks like it. How fast are we moving now? Oh, this is faster. Is this faster than me? Well, of course it's faster than me like this. I wonder if I can do it just with just solar panels rather than having to use this thing. See if I remove that thing. Will it still go up? 48. 49, it does go up. Alright, we're at 50% and we're moving. And it's becoming dark. Alright, so we need batteries. We need those. Get this. And 2 more solar panels. Oh, just the 1 battery actually. Need this battery myself. And I need a personal roboport myself. Which is room for additional 2. Alright, night in the woods. Soon. Right, one thing that I need to do so I don't forget it until tomorrow is run all the way over here. Far out here. And we grab this thing. And we plump it down, right. Here's probably fine. Alright. Just so we know what to do tomorrow. Colgate Tab says, it is a fantasy film with body swapping. Alright. It is an emotionally touching movie because spoilers, it starts off pretty chill. And in fact, it even spoilers. However, even though this is all good on itself, I'd say the main selling point is spoilers. Nice. That's a pretty good job. Body swapping, like, are we talking like, what's it called? Like Freaky Friday, or more like Altered Carbon? Many different types of body swapping. Alright, now we have a way faster spider. With the roboport, I don't even know if I need a roboport. Maybe I just put in extra solar panels. No, I like the double roboport thing. Alright, let's save the game. Let's quit the game. And no, that's fine. Oh, and I fixed something that it was super easy. I fixed it this morning just before I started. What's the game again? Called again? Night in the Woods. See, no looteries, no Epic Game Store. Just pure Night in the Woods. That is something I like. There's less DRM, right? Steam games often try to check for Steam. I like that the Epic games don't do that yet. I mean, it's gonna happen, right? It is gonna happen. Colgate Tab says, or I guess it's more like a mind swapping. Bodies stay where they are. So there's 2 people swapping. Man, that would be fun, trying out different bodies. Like that is one of the things, like, if the future of humanity... Oh, fuck.